But let's start with the Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers, Scotty, in this one, which this game started out really slow. I looked up and I was like, is this a watchable game? And I just
6-3 at half. You love to see it.
It was not quite watchable.
It was 6-6 going to the fourth.
Yeah. Mac Jones somehow toughed it out to win this game. 16-15 in this one. The Cardinals are kind of who we thought they were. We knew,
but they are who we thought they were.
Yeah. They came in 2-0. Both these teams came in 2-0, but we both questioned a little bit whether or not they were real at this point. And right now, the Cardinals aren't real.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
No, it's not. And so, yeah, some other spots in this, Ricky Pearsall was getting a load of the carries or load of the targets in this one because Jennings was out for this one. But 8 catches, 117 yards, while being the main kind of guy for San Francisco on offense. That was kind of getting a lot of the touches there. But as far as everything else goes in this game, San Francisco limited Arizona's attack a lot in this one. Murray forced it into average of just 5.3 air yards per attempt, his third lowest in a game since the start of the 2024 season. McCaffrey had his 12th career game with 10-plus receptions, extending his own NFL record for the most among running backs. Second most has just 7, by the way. McCaffrey, with today's performance, became first season with 175-plus rushing and receiving yards through 3 games. The first player to do so through 3 games since Alvin Kamara in 2019. So feels like if you're a fantasy guy for Christian McCaffrey, you may see him on the questionable report going into every week, but he's putting up some okay stats for your fantasy team at least. So San Francisco gets the win, 16-15.
Yeah, obviously not a pretty game. Niners are 3-0, so we can't, negate that. That's a good start. Obviously, the last 2 without Brock Purdy, but when I've watched these last 2 games, I'm not sure if we're not in a Spider-Man meme situation with Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. I think the Niners will regret paying Brock Purdy. They win games other ways. A lot of talent around them. I'm not sure it's at the quarterback position, and paying Brock Purdy what they did, they might regret in the long term. But 3-0. Listen, this was a 2-0 versus 2-0 where I was just like not even excited for this game. Right now, these teams aren't very good. By not good, they're just average at best. They're average. 2 average teams going up. I mean, the Cardinals beat some lesser opponents. The Niners got lucky to beat Seattle in week 1, who's actually looked great the last 2 weeks. But easily could have lost that one, and also had a bad opponent last week. So, I mean, the Niners have the clear higher upside here. I don't think the Cardinals are a legitimate team to compete in the NFC for anything. Maybe they get in as like a number 7 seed wild card or something like that and get bounced in the first round, but they're not good enough, consistent enough. The offense, whenever they play a good defense, it's just not there. Niners get a win in an ugly game. Good for them. They get to 3-0. Probably have Purdy out for maybe a couple more weeks. We'll see. But I don't know.
Sounds like he'll be back this week.
Again, I don't know if it's that different. I don't know if Purdy moves the envelope from Mac Jones that much. The Niners were the better team in this game and deserved to win the game. But I didn't watch a ton of it because I got bored with it. So,
STG, thoughts on Marvin Harrison Jr. in terms of real life football ability?
What? I mean, that dude was so hyped.
Yeah, he came in.
He had a horrendous drop in this game, by the way.
Yeah.
Like wide open, soft pass, and he like 15 to 20 yards downfield, and just dropped it.
You know
Took
what?
his eye off the ball.
You know what it feels like? It feels like or what's old boy in
Arch Manning.
No, I was just saying it's like he had all his talent and then it was sapped away, kind of like Space Jam. But Quentin Johnson was the one that sapped it away, and now he's like left just like a shell of himself trying to catch balls that you know it feels weird. I don't know. I just get
Marvin Harrison Jr. does not separate. He's not quick enough. He's not twitchy enough. He's a great. I mean, he can make a play on a ball for sure. He's great at that, but like to be taken in the top 5 of the draft, it's just a miss. It's a massive miss.
Yeah, and it feels like he was like with Arch Manning, he was hyped because of his family.
Yeah, I think that's certainly a part of it. But he also balled out at Ohio State. But now we're seeing guys from Ohio State that have already. I mean, Emeka Egbuka is already better than him.
Emeka Egbuka is insane. Did you see a catch he had today?
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh
better.
My gosh.
Olave.
I mean,
Olave, if he's ever healthy, which isn't all his fault. His quarterback leaves him out to die. But
there was we'll get to that game. It was a one-handed catch by Egbuka today that was just nasty. I was like, this is a rookie.
There was another one they called incomplete. They reviewed it and kept the call on the field, but I'm not sure. I think he caught it.
Yeah.
It was bobbled, and then he brought it down. Egbuka's the real deal. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to the Bucks, but the Bucks are 3-0 and have Chris Godwin probably returning in a couple weeks. They do probably lose Mike Evans for a stretch here.
Yep.
But
So Booga's gonna have to be the one.
Buka caught that. It was some bullshit. Yeah. Quentin Johnson feeling. He had a Jadeveon Clowney levels of hype. Remember Jadeveon Clowney's hype coming in? Man, yeah. Jadeveon Clowney.
He was solid, but never near.
The hype around Jadeveon Clowney was always around. Remember that hit he had where he knocked the dude like helmet off in college? He he just trucked him, and like that play I think got him all the hype that he needed to be that kind of a draft pick. I mean, he's we all know the story from there, but yeah, kind of crazy. What were you saying, Rec?
I'm saying, like, where's Keep Close with all the Quentin Johnson talk?
Oh, he'll be here. He'll be here later. I know. He always shows up at the end of the show and has to drop his QJ. He has to remind us that QJ is the guy. Yeah. So
this was a 2-0 matchup that I'm not high on either team right now, but the Niners certainly have the higher upside.
Yeah,
moving forward.
All right, let's move on to the next one here, and we have the Panthers. The Panthers and the Falcons, which ActionLab,
Car Lab. We're Car Lab.
We're Car Lab.
We've never been ATL.
We're Car Lab. Yeah, we're kind of in a weird spot with the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons get absolutely blown out today. What was the final score of this game, by the way?
Well, it says on the screen there, Chris, if you look.
Hold on.
Are you looking? Can you look?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Sorry, I lost my screen actually got blacked out a little second, and then I didn't have it up. 30-0 on this game here, which it didn't look good across the board for the Atlanta Falcons. Every time I looked up, I felt like the Panthers were getting a turnover. Michael Penix Jr., 18 of 36, 172 yards, 2 interceptions, including a pick six by Charles Smith-Wade that gave Carolina a 17-point lead early in the third quarter. Bijan.
Carolina, I believe, had 2 defensive touchdowns in this one.
Yeah, it was.
I'm thinking of a different game.
The defense. I mean, the Panthers' defense last year
Who
was
the guy? Oh, I'm thinking of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota had. There was a dude in Minnesota that went off today. By the way, we'll get to that game. But historically bad defense in 2024 ended up putting together a great performance against the Atlanta Falcons today. Like I mentioned, the 2 interceptions, but then we also mentioned earlier during the broadcast of our Sunday Night Football, Young Ho Koo got released.
Young way, but yes.
Yeah, he's Young Ho to me. All right. He gets released.
You just really want the young hoes, don't you?
The young hoes, different area codes. No, just kidding. But really, he gets released, and you get Romo, not Tony, the other Romo comes in here. John Parker Romo, who did okay last week. Booted 5 for 5 field goals against the Vikings. Comes in, misses 2. Not that it matters in the grand scheme of things because they got blown out by 1 million in this game. But still, you got rid of one kicker for another kicker that ended up missing 2 field goals. That doesn't feel good. And so 30-point win by the Panthers. Largest since week 14 of the 2015 season when they won 38-0, which also came against the Falcons, believe it or not. There you go. So
3.5 point dogs winning by 30. You don't see that often.
No. Hey! Let's go,
see.
Dan, the man with the plan. What's up, Dan? Welcome in. Who's your team?
Thank you, Dan.
Who's the team and where are you from?
Shack Shimmy.
Like to get to know you a little bit better. Guys, no one covers the NFL better than us on any streaming platform. So make sure you hit that follow button just like Dan did. Welcome in, Dan. Also, Discord. Make sure you hit us up in the Discord. We are always chatting with you in there as well. Talking about bad beats like that Rams game.
Tay the Goat. I used to have a young hoe. She was cool.
Hey. There it is.
And you're banned.
And now you're
I'm just
you're
reading
banned.
the chat.
I think Tay's banned.
Nah, that's fine. I appreciate that.
unless ATL Lab Survivor is done after week 3. I hope no one had the Falcons against the Panthers today. I haven't checked,
I
but
don't think so. I don't think so.
I think the biggest one today that probably lost on Survivor was Packers.
Packers, yeah, Packers. I mean, that's an 8.5 point spread today, and Packers end up losing outright. We'll get to that game in a little bit. Let's get to the next one, Scotty. And this was a game that both of us on our weekly preview thought this was going to be a lot closer of a game because we had some weird things happening here in this game that, from a quarterback standpoint, we're kind of, we were in a weird spot, right? Carson Wentz coming in for Minnesota, and then you obviously have the Jake Browning experiment going on in Cincinnati. But, man, the Bengals just laid an egg in this one, Scotty. And it was, turnovers after turnover after turnover. It felt like every time I looked up, it was crazy. Isaiah Rodgers, by the way, was corner in this game. He was part of almost 3 or 4 different of those turnovers where he punched the ball out at one point. He was everywhere over the field, forcing 4 turnovers on 8 Cincy first half possessions, single-handedly. He did it all by himself on a lot of those plays. Isaiah Rodgers was a monster in this one. Yeah, think about that, though. 4 turnovers on 8 of Cincy's first half, just the first half possessions. So that's how you know it was a bad start here for this one. 34-3 halftime deficit was tied for the largest in Bengals history. Cincy was down 31-0 to the Lions in 1970 at one point. But yeah, Scotty, this was all Vikings. The score wasn't even as close as it indicates here.
Well, it was probably as close as the score. It was, the score says 38, so it was probably about as close as that. I should have known better. I took the Bengals, And I should have known that this team is just a little bit of head cases and soft, and they weren't prepared after they heard the news about Burrow. A lot of times, if you lose your quarterback, that next week you come out and you're fired up. The Bengals were not. Bengals came out like they felt like the season was over. I mean, they came in 2-0, and theoretically could get Burrow back this year, but just an awful performance from Cincy. Minnesota, Wentz didn't have to do a ton, but he did what he had to do. KOC is elite. I like if Andy wants to retire soon and KOC wants to come over, I wouldn't hate it. I'd take KOC.
Scotty's ready to replace his head coach. He's ready to replace it. Like, who else were you going to replace
like
earlier?
Everyone's like Andy Reid's a mastermind. I feel, and listen, we don't have a lot of talent on offense right now outside of the quarterback position, but it feels a little stale. It feels a little stale on offense.
Hang on a second. Steelers fans are spoiled for William Tomlin gone, but we have an actual dynasty going on. But it's like, yeah, we could probably go with that Andy Reid.
Listen, I'm just saying, if Andy Reid wants to retire, I would love to replace him with KOC. I'm not saying get rid of Andy. I'm not saying everything's Andy's fault. I'm just saying KOC would be a really nice replacement. Or I would even take oh my gosh, the Rams coach. I'd take either one.
Oh, that's who it was.
McVay.
Yeah, McVay. That's who you were talking about before.
Yeah, I would take either one of them. Who doesn't want to coach Mahomes? Come on now.
Can you imagine elite offensive mind? I mean, we obviously Andy is an elite offensive mind. I get it, but like to your point, he's a foot out the door, and you're just like, I need something new and fresh. You need like a new Ferrari in the garage. Right now, you got like the old Corvette, and it's like fine, it's good, it's flashy. You got the top down in the summer, but then you're just like, man, that Ferrari over there, like, it's looking pretty good. I mean,
yep.
Just saying.
KFC's great. Vikings dominate. I mean, you win the turnover battle 5-0, you're going to dominate a game, but never in doubt for the Vikings. And it sounds like Wentz is going to be at the helm for quite a while here. No,
Yeah.
I've heard through like week 6 or 7.
I mean, here's the thing. If he can, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He put up 48 points. Oh, well, the defense helped too. But
no, I was about to say
defense helped, but he still, I mean, he was still effective offensively in this game. Scotty, would you take Josh? But yeah, you can. Hey, Scotty, I'll let you take Josh McDaniels for sure.
No. Storchio, by the way, is furious at the Utah Mammoth for tying the Avs in a preseason hockey game.
F Utah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I mean,
it's
I
okay.
will say,
it's a preseason game.
Can I say that maybe Utah maybe Utah becomes a new rival to us? You know, I mean, I know
they're close.
They're close.
The only team close.
Are they? Wait, what? I don't even know what are they in our division or no? They're not, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're Pacific.
I haven't.
And we're not, but hockey's so dumb. They need to go back to their 1 through 8 seeding. They're so dumb with their seeding in the playoffs. It's a disaster.
Hold on real quick. I need to look here.
Also for this game, Steelers, this is how you respond to getting 5 takeaways.
Yeah, we'll get to
this is a dominating performance.
It's a little
This is
different.
what it's supposed to look like. Take notes.
You don't have to escape with a win. Winning the turnover battle by 5. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Utah Mammoth. They're in the Central Division. We should definitely.
Oh, they are Central now.
They are Central Division with the Avs, so they should be our number 1 most hated team now. For being neighbors. I mean.
But yeah, because you don't have Detroit in your conference anymore.
Yeah. Anyways,
and they're just the only one close. But yeah,
that's a side note. Okay. So Bengals look like they're.
I thought you said we were going to talk hockey tonight.
All right, we're pivoting. We're talking NHL all night long. Hope you're ready. No, Bengals Bengals look. I think both of us.
I'm sure they'll bounce back, but like
their defense,
it was not
though.
good. No, their defense is bad. We knew that.
We knew that, but it's. But then you
someone
have
in the chats like they should already. I mean, they're 2-1, but everyone's like they should move off Trey Hendrickson, which I'm not saying they shouldn't. But I don't.
Ugh. By the way,
bad today, but don't overreact to 1 week. If it's bad for another couple weeks, then yeah, abort everything.
Vegas thinks it's going to be bad. I don't know about that. Cincinnati Bengals, by the way, look ahead. Cincinnati is at Denver. Denver's a 7.5 point favorite in that game.
I'm taking Cincinnati.
I would take Cincinnati in the points.
I love Cincy.
I would love Cincinnati in the points with 7.5 on the early line there. I will say though that I think they're overreacting to the Vegas that's a big number. Vegas overreacting to this blowout by the Vikings. The Broncos offense is not in a good spot.
I was gonna say more so. That's more.
It's more.
Broncos offense can't really score.
Yeah, so I would say with a total 44.5 on the look ahead for Cincinnati. Ooh, 7.5 looks really juicy. If you want it. But anyways, Bengals have Broncos next week. Vikings next week are playing Pittsburgh in a 1.5 point spread as we sit right now.
In Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland. By the way, the Broncos game I think isn't the Broncos game early too? Or no, that's next week.
It's Monday night.
That's the week. Yeah, this is Monday night. So, anyways, all right. So Bengals have some work to do. All right. Next up, Cowboys and Bears. Cowboys. Is this the Bears? We know that the Bears have had some struggles early on in the season. Coming into this game, 0-2. A lot of 0-2 desperate teams that we mentioned on our Wednesday show that are trying to get wins. But man, that Bears offense woke up against this Dallas defense who continues to struggle week in and week out. Scotty, this was a rough one. The Bears kind of had their way, but your initial thoughts on this 31-14 win over the Cowboys?
I mean, the Cowboys defense can't create pressure and can't avoid the long play at all. It's real.
Oh, they have
bad
trouble
out
with
there.
pressure. I know someone who can help with that.
They're real bad on the defensive side. Bears played, I guess, well.
I guess, well.
It was, I mean, obviously, the Cowboys, this was a 14-14 game. And even prior to that, CeeDee Lamb did go out with what looks like a high ankle. So he might be out 4 weeks. If you assume what normally the timeout for a high ankle sprain is, he could be out for a bit. This Cowboy team is just not good enough to recover. Bears get a win, but like I don't know that they're relevant moving forward. This is just a statement more on the Cowboys than anything. That they're in bad shape right now.
Speaking of bad shape, Trayvon Diggs and Kenny Clark got hurt in the same defensive series in the third quarter. So they're not like injuries. You mentioned CeeDee Lamb. Offensive, defensive, they were already bad, but Trayvon Diggs and Kenny Clark getting hurt adds to the whole nightmare fuel that's going on for all Dallas Cowboys fans. I mean, I think he tried to return at one point, but couldn't push off and wasn't really effective.
He came back for one play, but then took himself out. Yeah.
So that's not a good sign there for a team that already is in a bad place defensively. But yeah, Williams threw for 298 yards, 4 touchdowns. Was not sacked in a game for the first time in his career. So there's that. And so, yeah, the Bears ended up getting a nice win that they needed to have to avoid 0-3 start. Caleb Williams, first player with 225 plus passing yards and 3 or more passing touchdowns in any half this season. So, yeah, I mean, you can fix a lot of things. There's a lot. It's kind of like there's certain things that just, get your team back on track. And a good Dallas defense is a great way I wish the Broncos can face a Dallas defense to get our offense on track, because it seems like
You will.
we
got the Cincinnati defense.
so we have some bad, like, here.
I think in the next couple weeks you have like Cincy and Dallas coming up.
I'm not gonna lie, Scotty. If we can't move the ball against Cincinnati and Dallas, I'm gonna throw my monitor through my fucking window. I'm gonna lose my mind, because
We're getting salty, Chris.
this I'm spicy on the nut. I'm spicy right now on with this team. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that. We'll get to it.
I'm gonna do code yellow real quick.
Code yellow in the chat. Turned this game towards the end. The quarterback was on the sideline. Do you think Cowboys will be happy with the Micah Parsons trade eventually?
No.
Probably
they
not.
Have to draft 2 generational studs.
I mean,
for them to be happy.
you really gave up somebody. Damn, Chris has a strong shoulder. I'm feeling. I'm in a rough spot with my team. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I ended up putting money on the Cowboys this game. That was clearly a mistake.
Is Jerry's World still standing? It's not going to be relevant anytime soon. They have a lot. 1-0. One person said, "I know the salt is real." That's what I'm talking about, my man. SDG. You know, man. I got some thoughts. We'll get there. Rec, what do you think about the Vikings Steelers next week? It's a 1.5 point spread, I believe. Rec, I think your boys are 1.5 point dogs at home.
We're dogs.
Yeah.
It's not a home game. It's an Ireland game.
Well, yeah. But you guys are designated. Yeah, you're right. It's a neutral site, but yeah.
Yeah. So, 2 things. One, I think this is I have to check, but this is probably the first time that 2 teams that caused 5+ turnovers the previous week play each other in the same game
It's
the very next week.
We'll preview it this Wednesday coming up for sure. Don't worry.
Yeah, I got I'm also worried about the coaching matchup. Like Sky said, KOC is elite. Brian Flores is elite. Mike Tomlin is not. I don't think anything I said is a hot take.
Despite stat line, Caleb Williams, his dumbass, still misses the easiest, shortest throws. He still struggles a little bit. I feel like it's going to get better as the season goes on for the Bears, but I just think that it's a complicated playbook, a lot of complexities with like how they want Caleb to execute, and it's going to take time. Eventually they'll get there, but for right now it's too much. It's too much for him. So all the orange teams won today, right? Sure.
About that.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Canada? What are you trying to say?
But we did have wins over the
now you're
weekend
back.
from the Syracuse Orange and the Big Orange in Knoxville.
Bears will probably continue to be the punching bag. Yeah, for now, they will be the punching bag, and that's probably going to stay consistent. Probably be something until they get. They needed a year or 2 under the belt for them to be in a better spot. But guys, hit that follow button if you're new to the channel. If you are just joining us for the first time, we are finishing up all of our recaps from the week 3 games. We're also going to be previewing all of week 4 coming up on Wednesday night. So you want to hit that follow button, because we are always going to be the #1 NFL coverage stream on any platform that you'll find. So make sure you tune in. We'll preview everything. We'll give you best bets. We'll give you fantasy advice. You name it, we got it. All right. So while Scotty's coming back, also hit that. Join us in the Discord if you're new as well. Let's move on to the next game here. Let's see what we got. We have. Oh, great.
Your game.
Oh, great. Awesome. Cool.
Go ahead, Chris.
Like, it's crazy to me. This game is crazy to me. The fact that we can just choke away. And here's the thing. I'm going to say this with a caveat. The Broncos choked away this game, just like they choked away the last game. Now, I will say the caveat of this is the offense isn't good. The offense isn't necessarily the focal point of what we're going to be discussing here tonight, because the offense is right now trash. This offense is not good. And whether it's the penalties that get you in a bad spot that are self-inflicted, whether it's Bo Nix overthrowing dudes by either that are wide open with nobody around them for 15 yards, just overthrowing dudes, like can't figure out how to be accurate in long passes downfield where they should be catches and should be touchdowns, should be big time plays. Can't figure those out. The defense was the only bright spot in this game, which held Herbert to a modest game. I mean, it wasn't a great game by Justin Herbert by any means, but he was able to move the ball when he needed to. And that's the difference between these two teams, is the fact that we have a quarterback on one side that knows how to close out games, that knows how to be good in the clutch when it matters. And we have Bo Nix, who hasn't proven he can get out to a fast start maybe in a game or two, but can he close games? And I haven't seen that once this season where he's been able to close out games, because we've given 2 games back. Winnable games, but the offense just isn't doing what it needs to be doing. And that's just the crux of everything. The defense is going to be very tired of trying to carry this offense if it doesn't change things real soon. A lot of weird passes and play calls. And here's the thing that's the difference between, like, for instance, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I'm mentioning them in this recap. And this is also this
was Chris, not me.
This is also a coaching thing too. I think coaching comes into play here, because when you look at a Kansas City Chiefs team over the last few years, there's a couple things that really stand out. 1, you have a great coach. 2, you have a great quarterback. When a great coach and a great quarterback are on the same page late in a game that's close, you see the Chiefs do this all the time, where they're ahead by a little, they know how to manage the game and close it out. They're behind by a little, they know how to manage the game and close it out and get the win. Like, I feel like both of those things lack in Denver when it comes to close end of the game, when it's a 3-point game or it's a tie game. The minute I knew this game was out of hand was when we ended up being at a point where this was a tie game, and I was like, we don't win these kind of games. Like, deep in my heart and soul for this fucking team, we can't win a close game. And it's starting to really coaching is a part of it. Understanding where you are and understanding how to manage the time, the timeouts, whether you go for it on some of these 4th downs. Sure, they converted a couple of them, but it's like, I'm not sold that this coaching staff knows how to put the players offensively in a position to win these games either. So, a lot of issues. Chargers definitely had a rough go in this one. They've defeated 3 division opponents to start this season. They look really good. Justin Herbert looks good. They lost 1 player. They lost Zeke Najee to an injury in this game.
Najee Harris.
Not
Zeke Najee is a...
Najee Harris. I'm sorry. And, I would say that's a big thing. Omari and Hampton, fantasy owners, congratulations. I'm one of them. That's going to be big moving forward. But sucks that he got hurt for the rest of the season. Bright spot for the Broncos, though. It seems like the running game is getting going a little bit. It seems like they're starting to lean on that a little bit more, and they're starting to get some traction there. But Bo Nix hasn't been good. And Scotty, I threw up on my mouth thinking about this a little bit. Watching Bo Nix sit on the and chat, you're gonna relate to this. Watching Bo Nix sit on the sideline, just with the look on his face, it brought me back to PTSD of Drew Lock sitting on the sideline when he's like on the sideline doing his little thing and like sitting on the bench, and he's like rapping and like singing to the music on the stadium sound and everything else. I was like, dude, why am I getting Drew Lock vibes right now? Why am I getting Drew Lock vibes? And I hated it, and I can't get it out of my head now. But it's not good. Anyways,
Chris,
Broncos.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Anyways, Broncos need to figure shit out. Defensively, I think their identity is good. Defensively, I know they can keep this Broncos team in games. Offensively, I don't know if I have that confidence at all. There we go.
Dare I say, Chris, people maybe called me a hater, but maybe I was right a little bit on the Broncos before the season. What did I say? I said your biggest issue is what?
Offense.
Quarterback.
No, quarterback. Specifically quarterback. I don't know why people were so quick to anoint Bo Nix. And that doesn't mean Bo Nix can't be the solution moving forward. But you talk about coaching, and that can be a part of it for sure. But, like, it feels to me, watching the Broncos offense, that the coaching staff does not believe in Bo Nix. Like, with the play calling, it's like, we just don't want him to screw it up somewhat.
Making mistakes downfield, which...
with all the underneath, it's literally, it's underneath or it's way downfield. There's no intermediate right now for the Denver Broncos passing game. It feels like, and they got, I mean, well, they had the broken coverage right before the half. They got him a touchdown to get him back in the game before the half. It's a nice play. And like their other good drive was literally 4 play. I think it was all rushing plays. I think the touchdown to Dobbins technically was, I think it was counted as a rush. It wasn't even a good throw. It was a throw technically from Bo Nix, not a good throw, but a one-hand grab from Dobbins, and then he made people miss down the sideline and got a touchdown. But before that, he had like a 41-yard run on that drive. It was all, there was no pass. The best drive for Denver that game didn't include a single pass. And they were in it till the end, though. I mean, they were up. They were comfortable at times. I think the Chargers right now are a better team than Denver. Doesn't mean Denver can't turn around, and there's a long season to go. But right now, Denver has a passing game issue. They're not good passing the football. They're just not. Whether that's coaching, whether that's Bo Nix, whether that's the weapons. I mean, outside of Cortland Sutton, no one did anything today. Outside of Cortland, and whatever it is, it's not working. It's just not working right now.
I honestly, I was watching the game start to finish, and I didn't know necessarily if the Broncos had any idea of when they wanted to run the ball versus when they wanted to throw the ball. There were some first down, they just started slinging it. There were some third downs and second downs, and where they were like, there were just some strange play calling too. I was just like, do we know what we want to do, or are we just trying to like guess? I don't know. It just feels really discombobulated from an offensive standpoint, from the play calling to the execution to overthrowing wide open receivers. It needs to get fixed, and I don't know if there's enough time. We'll see. If that's what I'm looking forward to against two bad defenses, against Cincinnati and Dallas. If they can't figure it out against those two teams that are struggling to defend any team whatsoever, then it's a panic button moment for me. If they can't do anything against those two teams, I'm going to, like I said, throw my monitor out the window.
Dallas was earlier than that. You have Cincy next week. Chris, during the first half of the Chiefs game tonight, I threw my hat against the wall with my son there. Not a proud moment. I was just so annoyed with the offense. And just like, we're a garbage football team. And then you make plays and you're like, maybe we're okay. I don't know.
You have a same
change in 1 week from a fan, not from a team vantage point, from a fan vantage point. Everything can change in a week, or even a half.
Or
a quarter, like from a fan, because fans look for, hey, let's find the the aspects that we can build off of, right? We're okay. We're doing that. We did this and that. But the team itself, I mean, the Broncos, I don't think we're expecting to be 1-2 out of the gate. I think, you looked at Tennessee and Indy. Obviously, Indy looks way better than people thought.
Yeah.
You thought that was 2 wins. You thought maybe the Chargers in a game at the Chargers, but relatively close to a neutral site game with how many Broncos fans go to that. That maybe you could even be 3-0 and have all the momentum. Now they get Bengals, though, without Joe Burrow reeling on Monday Night Football next week. And they're at Philly. And Philly, we'll get into Philly. I'll save Philly.
Yeah.
Okay, next game.
All right, let's get to one of the craziest games of the day. I mean, weird, crazy, but like kind of in a weird way. So we have the Green Bay debacle that took place. And I knew I had a feeling this game was going to be closer. I mean, Green Bay coming in 2-0. Everyone's talking about them. They're the darlings of the NFL. Everyone's all on the Green Bay Packers. But the Cleveland Browns defense, I feel, at home, especially in the first couple weeks, they've been playing some good football. So I was thinking to myself, man, 8.5. I put one of my contests against the spread. I put in the Cleveland 8 plus 8.5. Felt good. Not knowing that they could win this game outright when it came down to it. And sure enough, their Browns defense absolutely came through in this one, holding a Green Bay Packer team that was been pretty prolific offensively. Well, I'm pretty good offensively. The 10 points in this game, Scotty, ended up winning on a last second field goal in this one. Browns win was the first time any NFL team has come back from a 10-plus point deficit with less than 4 minutes remaining and won without needing overtime since Titans in Week 14 of 2023. Now, the Browns offense was not good in this game. This was not a great game for them either, but it was kind of a scrappy game that came down to a last-second kick that the Browns took advantage of, Scotty.
Yeah, I listen. The Browns hadn't put up points until the fourth quarter in this game, and I mentioned it during the broadcast with the Chiefs, talking about this game briefly, that save one of the worst throws I've seen this season by Jordan Love on an interception that set the Browns up to get the opportunity to score a touchdown. I mean, they only had to go. I'm trying to look it up in my computer.
It was like 5 yards.
Yeah, they had to go 5 yards for their touchdown in this game. I mean, the Browns' touchdown drive in this game, in which they won, was like 5 yards. Packers defense still elite. I'm not setting the panic on the Packers.
No.
Their offense clearly needs to play better. It was actually a 4-yard drive for the Browns. And then what was it? Oh, man, now I need to look. Because then the Packers were driving. Did they have a missed field goal or a blocked field goal?
It was blocked.
A blocked field goal that then
Blocked field goal would set the Browns.
Set the Browns up to win this game. If you're a Packers fan, you have concerns about your offense, but your defense is still really, really good, and you're going to be right there in the NFC. And I'd still argue through 3 games, even losing this game, that the Packers are still the best team in the NFC through 3 weeks. Browns defense has been actually good very good through 3
They've been
weeks.
very good.
Remarkably good, and kept them in this game. And through a turnover and a blocked field goal, they were able to escape with a win despite not being able to do anything offensively, really, against the Packers defense. So big upset, but don't sound the alarm if you're the Packers. And I don't know, when the Browns should be in every game just because of how that defense is playing. Now they lose a few more and they get to 1-5. Maybe that defense starts to have holes because, naturally as a human being, once you're out of the mix, you start to not be as focused, not be as dialed in. But credit to the Browns defense for playing their asses off through these first 3 weeks. They should have beat the Ravens or the Bengals. Bengals. Is it Bengals? Bengals.
It was
I mean.
Bengals.
Yeah. They should have beat the Bengals in week 1. They were the far better team in that one. So we'll see what this means for the Browns moving forward. But a huge upset and huge win for the Browns, and gives them a little momentum at least. And AFC that like hasn't looked right now as strong with certainly some of the top teams as you maybe thought they would be, in my opinion. Even the Ravens at times have looked flawed, and the Bills, we'll get into that game, but they looked flawed on Thursday night. So, yeah.
Yep. Jordan Love sacked 5 times, average gain of just 3.8 yards per play in this one, limited by the Browns defense. So not ideal, but again, Packers I still think are going to be in good shape moving forward. Get to the chat real quick. What's up, Whiskey Bravo? How we doing? Good to have you in. Broncos. What's up, Broncos? He's like, fuck today. I also had work pool. We chose this game as our pick. Freaking Packers. If you had Packers in your Survivor, I'm sorry. Like it was a rough week. I want to say the Packers. What was the money line on the Packers this week when we were doing our preview? I want to say it was
probably close to 4 ish.
It was 4 or 5 to 1, somewhere in that range.
Yep.
Not Broncos. It was a bad one there. Sorry about that. The Broncos, they're 1 leverage call away from being 2-1. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen any other leverage calls in the NFL since then. So kind of strange.
Get good.
Kind of strange. Weird how that works. We had a modified -0.5. That sucks. Sorry, Broncos. That offside on Troutman. Yeah. Almost picked the Pack in the pool this week. Close call. I wonder how many on ESPN across like the whole landscape of Survivor had the Packers this week. I picked Kansas City.
It was roughly 10. You picked KC. Wow.
I picked KC in this week on one of mine, and I had another one where it was between that and Buffalo, and I ended up just going Buffalo to play it safe this week. But KC, one of my picks, so still alive.
I'm in 2 Survivor pools, including ours. I've doubled up on every week. I haven't picked a different team. I had Seattle this week. That was over in about 2 minutes. So.
You were feeling good after that one. That's for sure. All right, let's get to the next one here, and let's get to Texans and Jags. This game, I felt like every time I looked up, I was like, does anyone want to win this game?
Yeah, definitely.
Texans is so bad.
The Texans 0-2 coming into this game, now 0-3. We're desperate for a win here, and they just their offense is in a rough spot. They lose this game 17-10 to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are now 2-1, which Jacksonville didn't look particularly impressive in this game either. This was one of my best bets of the week. The under in this game, under 44.5 hit. Obviously, both offenses really just got stuck in the mud across this entire game. But when it came down to it, Jags ended up coming out with the win in this one. CJ Stroud has not thrown for over 250 yards in a game since week 11 of last year, by the way. So offensively, Texans great defensive team. I feel like their defense is kind of in a good spot when it comes to slowing teams down, but their offense, just CJ Stroud can't get it going. 119 total yards of offense through 3 quarters. So yeah, it was kind of a slow game.
It's almost like ignoring your offensive line and selling off all your offensive line pieces can affect your offense. It's a weird thing that can happen. But it's what the Texans chose to do, and we're seeing the results of that. They're wasting a very good defense with this offense that can't get anything going, can't run the ball. The protection's not there. Outside of Nico Collins, there's not a ton of weapons. yeah, they're in a bad place right now. Now 0-3, and it feels almost like we're at the point where like say goodnight to the Texans. Jags probably should have handled this game a little better than they did. They didn't play. They made mistakes. They didn't play that well. Certainly offensively, but they had a big drive down the stretch in a 10-10 game to get it done and score a touchdown. So credit to them. And they're going to be, I mean, the Jags will be in the mix, certainly, for a playoff spot in the AFC.
Yeah. We both were
No
leaning
doubt.
on them winning the division in our previews of the season.
Well, my big pick was the Colts winning that division, was one of my hot takes.
Yeah.
So they've been the best team in that division through 3. But
Yes.
the Jags are playing not perfect football, but pretty
Okay.
solid football. Pretty solid football.
Travis Hunter update played more defensive snaps. He played 41 defensive snaps, more than offensive snaps, 35 for the first time in the Jaguars' Week 3 victory over the Texans. This comes after playing 39 defensive snaps, 3 fewer than his offensive snaps in Week 2 versus the Bengals. Hunter was targeted 5 times on defense, allowing 5 receptions for 54 yards. So he's doing double duty. He's ramping up a little bit.
We're gonna figure out what the Jags are pretty soon. I mean, their next 4 are 49ers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Rams. So we'll find out if the Jags are for real or not coming up here.
Tay says, sound the alarm for the Texans. Their defense is what makes the games even close.
Oh yeah, I knew their defense was gonna. Their defense is great. Carried them last year to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Everyone
very
wanted to talk
least-
about C.J. Stroud and all that, but like, and I'm not even like that low on C.J. I think he was overhyped after year 1. Didn't have a great year 2, but now they've kind of effed him. They screwed C.J. Stroud with what they've left him offensively. There's just not a lot. And obviously Joe Mixon's hurt, but like, is Joe Mixon really a game changer? I don't think so. Obviously they've had some injuries at the wide receiver spot prior to the season even that affects that. But them ignoring the offensive line is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Speaking
from a
of
management standpoint.
Speaking of line, looking at the line for next week, Houston Texans host the Tennessee Titans.
Tank Bowl.
The Tennessee Titans are getting 7.5 against the Houston Texans team that is struggling offensively.
Yeah,
Tennessee's
really bad too.
Tennessee's bad, but I mean their defense can kind of keep them make some plays there. The fact that it's 7.5, it's an interesting line. Just saying. Again, if the Texans can't score, Tennessee played decent defense against the Broncos when we played them. We'll get into some other games here tonight, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a big number for a division game. All right, let's move on. Speaking of Titans,
Speaking of big number for a division game.
speaking of Titans, and they ended up playing a game today. It was against the best team, most prolific team, and the best quarterback in the NFL by far. We got Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones coming in where the 3-0 Indianapolis Colts get the dub against the Tennessee Titans. Titans dropped to 0-3. Big time win here against a bad Tennessee team. Indianapolis puts up 41 points on Tennessee. And the Daniel Jones experiment keeps going. Now, he did it against a good defense of the Broncos last week.
They punted for the first time.
They punted for the first time.
today.
Now they did go for it twice against the Broncos and didn't get it. So they were 0-2 on 4th down conversion. So they just opted not to kick. But yeah, they did end up punting for the first time in this game, which is a record. I think going into an NFL season, no team has made it this far into the season with as many drives as they have without punting the football. So Indianapolis, by the way, has 103 points through the first 3 games of this 2025 season, tied for second in their team history. The Colts only scored more points in the first 3 games in 1967. The club also scored 103 points in the first 3 games in 1958. So, I mean, they're putting up...
So you're telling me this offense is more prolific through 3 weeks than any Peyton Manning-led Colts offense?
Correct. Well, at least, yeah.
Yikes.
It's kind of crazy. So that being said, Indianapolis, it took until 9 minutes and 20 seconds of the second quarter in week 3, where kickers Roberto Sanchez finally got a kick. I mean, he's getting paid how much? Is that the most cush job you can imagine?
They might as well have Pat McAfee.
Might as well have Pat McAfee. After going 259 days between punts, the Booters still only punted once on 9 drives in this game. Indy scored 4 touchdowns, made 2 field goals, and missed a field goal, and ended the game with victory formation. So, Colts continue to roll. They continue to look like one of the better teams so far in this 2025 NFL season, and they get the dub here against a bad Tennessee team.
Yeah, and there was a rookie throw early in this game for a pick 6.
Yeah,
to open it up. That was just, you can't do it if you Cam Ward. Just an awful easy. I mean, one of the easier pick 6s you'll ever see. Colts are playing great football. Daniel Jones is locked in. Defense is playing good enough. And Jonathan Taylor's been fantastic.
Jonathan Taylor's a monster.
Like, every time I see Jonathan Taylor make a good run, I think about how the Chiefs took Clyde Edwards-Helaire when he was on the board. It's fine.
It's fine, he says.
It's totally cool. It's totally cool. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's been great. Arguably the best running back in the league through 3 weeks. They're flying high. I think it'll take more weeks for people to be all in. I mean, like, it's still, I think Daniel Jones' history is clearly going to take more than 3 weeks to convince, like, all right, is this team for real? And they played a Dolphins team that's 0-3. They played a Titans team that's now 0-3. And they played a Denver team that's 1-2. So they haven't had the toughest strength of schedule thus far, but they blew out 2 of those teams, and Denver, I think it's safe to say they outplayed that game. I know they got lucky with the call at the end, but they were definitely the better team in that game. It doesn't always mean a win, but they were the better team in that game. So they're playing great football right now. Credit to the Colts. We'll see where it goes moving forward, but in a AFC South that you now have 2 0-3 teams, it feels like we're already down to the Colts and Jags in the AFC South, fighting for that division.
Yeah, it seems like that division is a two horse race. No pun intended with the Colts.
Yeah.
But Daniel Jones stock watch. Someone mentioned MVP in the chat. Stock watch on MVP. I don't know if it's definitely gotten better since the start of the season, but he's up to 50-1 for MVP. I think he started out, he was way lower than that. So anyone who got there early,
he has to be.
Anyone who got early bets in.
He's been arguably the best QB through 3 weeks.
He's been good.
So speaking of odds, I'm just curious to see if the odds for first coach to be fired has changed.
It's gonna be Miami. It's gonna be Miami.
Is it? I mean, Brian Callahan making some really dumb decisions.
Well,
like a little bit before halftime, the Colts had a timeout. Then the Titans had a timeout. They still couldn't decide what they wanted to do, and then before field goal, try to get called for delay a game. Then the kicker completely misses it.
Well, there's also the decision against the Broncos where he was like, he didn't have a chance to review, or he didn't review it because he didn't know the rule of like your elbow and your forearm being like counting for being in bounds for like 2 feet or whatever. How that translates out, and he was like, I just didn't understand the rule, and it's like,
yeah, you
got to know these things, bro. You're a head coach in the NFL.
Like, yeah, he's talking about like how it's so obvious that Mike McDaniel's gonna get fired first. I don't know if you could get Brian Callahan for good value, maybe sprinkle a few bucks on it.
It's
could be.
It could be. Those are the top 2, it seems. But
not that they came in with expectations, the Titans, but
yeah,
but still, Callahan is worst coach in the NFL. currently.
Yeah. So Colts, get the win here. Let's move on to an egregious finish to this game. So our best bets of the week, Scotty, were Rams plus 3.5. And you're thinking to yourself, if you didn't watch any of these games, like, what are you talking about? This game was a blowout. What is this game? 33-26. There's no way the 3.5 was even close. Well, that's if you didn't watch this game, because this game was, the first half of this game, there was a point where I think the Eagles only had like 33 yards of offense in the first half or something crazy like that, Scotty.
Their touchdown was off a turnover, basically. Set them up with a short field in the first half. Yeah,
this game was brutal for the Eagles. They had a terrible start to this game. They went into halftime down 19-7 and kind of woke up in the second half. But
I think they were down 26-7.
They were. It was 26-7.
Yeah.
By 19.
I'm not at half, but like at one, it was 26-7 in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the first half of this game was all Los Angeles. And then slowly the Eagles start waking up. But that being said, this game finished on a crazy situation. If you were having any kind of thoughts on point spreads in Vegas and everything, it kind of came down to a point where there was a last kick that was blocked. Scotty, we both were on our Discord talking about this,
and not like, how long was that kick? Like a 40-something yarder?
It was in a long one.
40 is like not short, but like, what the odds of kickers today usually of making let's say a 45-yarder are probably roughly over 80% for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And that was during the game. I mean, the Rams were down 1, I believe.
The Rams were down 1. So the Rams kick that field goal. It's over. And
the last play
of the game gets blocked.
Seconds on the clock.
And the biggest dude on the field gets the ball and runs the entire length. All he had to do was even just lay down. He didn't just run the clock, fall over. He could be done. Ends up trucking it down the other end of the field for a touchdown to blow up the rest of this score to be 33-26, where the Eagles got lucky in this game to be even in a position to win this game. So kind of a fluky. We've had some weird fluky plays at the end of some of these games over the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, with some weird blocks, some weird things happening. The game's never over till it's over, but man, for our best bet at plus 3.5 for the Rams, it looked golden until the last 4 seconds of this game, Scotty.
Yeah, and listen, very lucky win by the Eagles. And of course we have the same controversy we had last week, Chris, with the tush push. They said they're going to call it closer. The NFL even did copyright videos on last week's footage of them false starting on the tush push, so no one could even put it out there. And they're like, we're going to officiate it closer. And there was a false start called in a different game. The first two tush pushes in this game by the Eagles, 2 false starts, not called. Neither one called. I'll say it again. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Eagles fans. This is it. This is your swan song with the tush push. It will be out of the league after this year. There's no doubt in my mind. And this just, part of me almost wants it to happen where they get these no calls, because that will only further the movement for this play to be out of the league. I'm over it. I'm done. I was pretty, even like the off season, I was kind of like, I could see both ways. It's not an attractive play to watch, but you punish a team for not being better. Actually, ironically, I think Lane Johnson, the great right tackle for the Eagles, got hurt on a tush push today. So now we have injuries happening on tush pushes. We have egregious false starts on such pushes. It's gone, Chris.
Get
It's
it out.
gone.
Get it out. Yeah. The
Captain Urban, I don't know why they want to ban it. I love it personally. You're one of one. I don't know anyone that loves it. There are people that argue like they shouldn't ban it, but I don't think anybody loves it. Nobody likes
Eagles
watching
fans
that
love it.
play.
Eagles, sure.
fans do.
Sure. But outside of that, like I don't think anybody enjoys watching the play. Now there are people out there that argue it shouldn't be banned, but like now you can't even officiate it properly. It's a mess. I think it's going to be done with the league, but they can use it this year again. So I don't think they'll do something mid-season. That would be drastic. So enjoy it now, Eagles. Eagles are 3-0 and have not. I would not say they play great football.
I was just about to say that right when you mentioned. I was like, this team had a close one, 24-20 against the Cowboys team.
Cowboys fumbled inside the 10 on like a 1st and goal.
Yep.
That was huge in that game. Chiefs easily could have won against the Eagles.
2017 close game.
A pick at the goal line in that one turned the tide for the Eagles as well.
And the Rams were in prime to win this game.
I mean, there is a very easy scenario where the Eagles are 0-3. I'm not saying the Eagles can't go on and be great and win, but they have not looked very good actually through 3 weeks, despite being 3-0.
Especially given the talent of that roster and what they have, it seems a little like they're flat offensively.
The run game, I mean, Saquon hasn't really been able to get it going at all compared to last year, and Jalen Hurts through five halves was not good. He had a great second half in this one, and partially just throwing it up to AJ Brown, and AJ Brown just made play after play.
Yeah,
to help him out. But I'm not saying they won't be fine, but like even at 3-0, they have not looked the part. Certainly not to what they were last year through 3 games.
Yeah. Little rough offensively for the Eagles, but hey, they ended up getting lucky at the end of this game. They're 3-0. So there you have it. Let's move on to the next one. Raiders and Commanders. So
man, that's a lot of offense. Jane Daniel must have been perfectly fine.
I mean,
right?
That is the great Heisman winner, Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota making his first start.
Heisman, right?
Yeah, it was Mariota.
Making his
no,
first.
I know who Mariota played. I know he played. I'm almost 100% sure he won a Heisman.
Yeah. I think he did.
Yeah, I think he won.
I think he did.
Jameis.
First start in over 3 years. He did what they needed him to, and they got the win here. Mariota lost a fumble early on, and then missed. They missed a field goal for the early on in this game as well. But Washington controlled the ground game for a lot of this one, and the Raiders just weren't good in this game either. 3 games. For a protection standpoint, Geno Smith has been sacked 12 times on 101 dropbacks so far. 5 of those sacks plus 8 quarterback hits came in Sunday's loss to the Commanders. So they can't protect him. Geno Smith has been running for his life. So pass protection is a big priority for the Raiders. So that's a big aspect of it. But either way, the Commanders get a win here, and I mean, improve the 2-1. Las Vegas drops to 1-2, and yeah, Commanders in control here in this one.
I'm a little surprised that the Raiders aren't playing better than they are. I thought with Geno, you had Ashton Janty, you had Pete Carroll to the mix. Like that should, in essence, upgrade you, and they look like the same old Raiders to me. Inconsistent on both sides of the ball. I mean, you talked about the offense, but you gave up 41 to Marcus Mariota and a Washington team today. So you weren't good on the defensive side of the ball at all today. So maybe the Raiders continue to be the Raiders and they're just bad. They might actually just be bad. Washington vantage point, you get a big win without Jaden Daniels. Sounds like not a long-term thing for him. So, like, he might be back next week. May take one more week. We'll see. But, like, he's not going to be out for a long time. But Mariota played, obviously, well, despite that fumble when they were driving. And he had a big run on that play. It was a nice play, and then just had the mishap with the fumble. But, yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. Outside of, like, maybe the Raiders aren't as good as maybe a lot of people thought they could be. No one thought they were going to be great, but I thought they'd be solid, and now I'm not convinced that they're even going to be solid.
Ashton Genty only had 63 yards in this one. He has been non-existent in the first 3 weeks, basically. I mean, I think he got it. Did he get a touchdown today? He might have got a touchdown today. But he's also one of the reasons why he's been an issue is also he's not good in pass protection. The Raiders have turned to Dylan Laub in a lot of those situations where, you know, even he was giving up a sack and, you know, he in this game. So either way, if he can't block and he can't be picking up the right assignments in pass protection, it's going to impact how much they use him on the field, especially if, again, Geno Smith is getting crushed every single time he gets rushed on the field. So I don't know. I picked the under. You remember this back in the day, and I picked the under on Ashton Genty's yardage on the season, and I got a lot of people saying, "Hey, you know what? You know, it's that's a low number. I don't know if he's. I mean, he still has a full season, but right now, it's looking like
he looks smaller than I thought he would be. He looks kind of small on the field. I don't know if he actually is small or I'm just seeing it that way, and I didn't know he was that small, but he looks little.
And maybe he's not as explosive. I mean, I know coming from college to the NFL, there's a higher level of defenses and speed and everything else, but he just doesn't have the same explosiveness that I thought he would have either. I thought they were going to be like a 7-8 win team, but now it might be like a 4-5 win team, says Tay.
I mean, this game was 34-10 at half. It was done at halftime.
Yeah.
It was ugly.
Rough game
for the Raiders.
Let's go to the Thursday night game, the Dolphins and Bills. Dolphins and Bills was a little closer than a lot of people anticipated. It ended up being a 10-point win for the Buffalo Bills, but it wasn't necessarily the easiest to start out this game or start out the week 3 slate on Thursday night. But Scotty, I know you had some things you wanted to say about this game off the top. Either way, Buffalo Bills 3-0. You know, pop-ups and different things. Buffalo Bills improved to 3-0. Miami Dolphins 0-3. McDaniel, as we talked about, still in the hot seat. But let this one slip away. That they had actually a decent chance to keep this one close down the stretch, and 2 massive penalties hurt the Dolphins' chances to end the winless streak in this one as well. Dolphins were defensively just battered and just injured all across the defensive side of the football. But Bills' offense overcame second half stalls and ended up getting this win, Scotty.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Bills' offense is great. Bills' offense is great. I have concerns moving forward about the Bills' defense quite a bit. But 2 plays in this game. It was 21-all in the fourth quarter. The Dolphins got the Bills to punt the football midway through the fourth with an opportunity to get the ball and take the lead, and they roughed the punter.
Yep.
Which gives the Bills a fresh set of downs. They go down, they score a touchdown. So now you're down 7. And then you're moving the ball. You're in, relatively deep. I don't remember exactly where they were. Probably somewhere in between the 20 and 30 of Buffalo, trying to tie that game up with 3 or 4 minutes to go. And I don't know if Tua was concussed, but he looked concussed on that play. On the interception he threw, which was just egregious. Threw it right to the Bills linebacker for a pick, and that kind of sealed that game. This game Listen, I kind of thought the Bills would take care of business, and the Bills offensively look comfortable kind of throughout. But defensively, they did not look great against the Dolphins team. Dolphins, I think I put here. Now that I'm looking at, but not great defensively.
They haven't earned the F. They haven't or the P.
It's a P.
P. Sorry, my bad.
They've earned the F. They've earned the F.
They've earned the F. They just haven't earned the P.
Yeah. But this game was probably closer than it needed to be. Granted, it's a short week. Things like that, division game, you never know. So I'm not like saying the Bills are in trouble, but like the Bills defense wasn't very good versus Baltimore week 1, and they weren't very good in this one, in my opinion. So like that's a concern for them moving forward, but the offense looks full steam ahead. Josh Allen has all day to throw.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have the best weapons in the league, but like when you have that much time and that much ability, it doesn't matter. You have a lot of, Dalton Schultz, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, James Cook's been great.
James Cook has been so good.
So they have a lot of pieces on that offense. I mean, the Bills are going to be a problem. The Bills are going to be a contender. There's no doubt about that. But this game, they flirted a little too much, and it was those two plays. The roughing the punter and the awful interception from Tua that solidified this win for the Bills.
Yeah. Evil in the chat. Raiders are bad. Yeah, they're going to be. I think they're bad. They're a bad team. Finns are cooked, and the Finns are also going to be a bad team. So two bad teams there between those two. The Bills, top of the AFC, they're going to be there when it's all said and done. So yeah, outside of just some miscues and just some stalling out for their offense, they get the win. So. Other notes here. Bills have scored 30 plus points in each of their first 3 games for the second straight season. Only other team to do that in back-to-back seasons was the 1948-49 49ers. So, Bills offense clicking, especially with that James Cook has been unbelievable. All right, let's move on to the next one. Saints and Seahawks. Scotty, you mentioned you had some Seahawks action as far as picking them in your Survivor. So you didn't have
to. We can spend about 10 seconds.
Yeah, we didn't have to sweat this one out. Massive blowout. This game wasn't as close as the score indicates because the Seahawks just kept piling it on. All 3 phases, blowout win. Seahawks improved to 2-1. New Orleans is who we thought they were. They're 0-3 to start the season. And what do you want to add?
Yeah, they jumped on early and often, got an early touchdown, got a punt return touchdown, I believe, early as well. It was 21-0 after the first quarter. Saints are bad. Seahawks are playing at a level that I don't think a lot of people saw. It doesn't shock me. I thought the Seahawks would still be fine, like battling for a playoff spot in the NFC. Not just... I think a lot of people thought it was a rebuilding year for them, moving off Geno Smith, moving off DK Metcalf, things like that. But Seahawks are playing good football right now. And again, they could be 3-0 without that bad, they had a bad turnover late in week 1 against San Fran, or otherwise they'd probably be 3-0 right now. So, and took care of business on the road at Pittsburgh last week, and the Saints. Now those might be 2 bad teams, but took care of business and did what they had to do. So Seahawks are a legit threat in the NFC to make a decent run. I don't know if they're like a Super Bowl contender, but they're legit. Saints are bad. And we said that before the season, and now they're 0-3, and guess what? They're still bad.
Yeah. It's true. Yep.
If they want to move off of there's a few 0-3 teams that have good running backs. If they want to move their running backs,
just throw them out there.
I know a team that might be interested. Just saying.
All right. Well, yeah, Seahawks look good. Saints still looking for something. Jets and Bucks. This game was a fascinating roller coaster because the Bucks came out fast in this one. Now Bucks 3-0, Jets dropped to 0-3. But this game at one point was what? I think it was 23-6 going into the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Where you were thinking, man, this game looks pretty over. And then the Jets find a way to put up 21 points in the fourth quarter to make this a close game, which ended up just kind of throwing some crazy finishing options into this game with a potential upset. Through three quarters, New York looked just absolutely bad. Then the slow comeback started happening, down 23-6. Tyrod Taylor, filling in for the injured Justin Fields, led New York's two best drives of the day, moved the ball downfield on consecutive 10-plus play marches under 4 minutes, and two touchdown passes, one to Garrett Wilson, one to Alan Lazard, to cut the lead to 6. And then, so this one got a little dicey down the stretch. Emeka Egbuka, by the way, for Tampa Bay, shined. He had a crazy one-handed catch because you also had a Mike Evans injury that came into play in this one as well. But Egbuka has been absolutely crazy. Godwin, we mentioned earlier, is going to be back soon in the Bucs lineup, so they'll need him if Mike Evans is going to come back. But either way, Buccaneers get a win here and just escape a Jets comeback.
Yeah, the big play in this one was once they got it to a one-score game, getting the block field goal that they took back for a touchdown.
Yep.
To give the Jets actually a lead with under 2 minutes to go. Credit to the Bucs for getting back down in field goal range and kicking a field goal to win it late, which was disappointing to me only in the sense that there were so many survivor pools that had the Bucs. Which
There were a lot.
But yeah, I mean, right now I hate to poke at all these 3-0 teams, but like the Bucs right now are 3-0, but like, are we sure they're great, or even that they're really good, or are they just they pulled out? I mean, they pulled this one out, although they clearly were the better team for the most part in this game, and kind of maybe that fourth quarter they just took the reins off and almost cost them. Obviously, that Atlanta game week 1 could have gone either way. So the Bucs are, a solid team, but I don't know at 3-0 if I'm like truly ready to put them in any sort of upper echelon of the league. Maybe I'm just hating on all teams. That's kind of my thing. But I just don't see it. I don't see it from the Bucs right now, but they're 3-0, and they, you can certainly get there. There's 14 more regular season games that they get to play to get to that point. But right now, they're 3-0, possibly lucky in that. But this one, that block field goal was crazy. Incredibly athletic play by the interior line guy to jump over the lineman without using his hands to catapult himself, Chris.
Take notes.
And blocked, and then picked it up and took it back for a touchdown. It was a crazy, crazy play in the 11 o'clock game, or the morning games, I should say. Early games.
In the noon games.
Whatever you want to call them. Early games. But Bucs are still the better team, but the Jets almost stole one with Tyrod. Good old Tyrod. I don't know how many teams he's played on now, but it feels like he's on a different team every year these days. So he's getting up there. He's getting up there with teams. But a solid backup that made it close late, but Bucs did what they should do and win the football game. We'll see with, Egbuka is still great, so they still have a number 1. Mike Evans is probably out for at least a bit, and you're still waiting on Chris Godwin to get back. He's out at least one more week because they put him on the IR.
Do you think Tyrod's played on more or less teams than Fitzpatrick?
Less.
Oh, less than Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick has like 15 different team jerseys that you can like. There was a crazy social media thing where someone had all of his jerseys. I was like, man, there's a lot of them.
I mean, because Tyrod was in Buffalo for a while to start his career, but recently, I mean, he was with the Chargers, the Browns, Giants.
I'm gonna look it up real quick just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
I'm looking now. He's on the Ravens, Bills, Browns, Chargers, Texans, Giants, and Jets. Actually, that's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's been on 7.
7 teams.
Seven.
Fitzpatrick has been on
Like,
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna say
4, 5,
11.
6, 8, 9.
Ah, so not as far off as we would have thought, but still, two more teams for Tyrod to get under his belt. It's all right.
He'll probably get there
He'll
at
pro-
this rate.
Yeah, he'll get there. I don't doubt it. All right. Any other news coming out of this one? Let's see.
Just looking out for the Mike Evans injury, but now the Jets move to 0-3.
Yep.
And I still like Aaron Glenn as a coach, and they battle. I mean, they easily could have won this. Oh, they could have won this one. They could have won week 1. So they're battling. They're battling with a roster that's
If you're
got
just
some
tired of
holes.
battling.
Yeah, but their roster's got holes. So like, I don't. If you're a Jets fan, I understand that, but like, you're also like, our team's not good enough right now to actually compete for anything. So.
Also, with the Mike Evans injury, the record for 11 straight seasons with at least 1,000 receiving yards comes into question. He was on pace for 793 yards coming into this game, which
He did score a touchdown in this game, but he didn't do a lot beyond, and it was like a, 7-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah. So,
and I know that because he's on my son's fantasy team.
so he comes into question with that. But either way, it's been a nice road for him to get that streak. Man,
incredible streak, even if it dies this year. Incredible streak.
Man, if the Jets would have won with Tyrod Taylor quarterback, yeah, it would have been wild. Tyrod, take him to the promised land. All right, last one: Steelers and Patriots. In this one, the Steelers end up getting a win despite 5 turnovers by the Patriots, and yet this still was only, when it was all said and done, a 7-point win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh improves to 2-1. Patriots 1-2 now. Patriots not looking as sharp as what people were thinking they could be as a dark horse coming into the season. Drake May lost a fumble and threw a pick. Ramondre Stevenson coughed up 2 fumbles, including one on the goal line, which that one, it's crazy. The fact that you just can't capitalize on that. But Rec, Steelers, a little sluggish offensively in this one, but what did you see from this game?
I mean, like, obviously, nothing in this game is sustainable. Steelers lost the yards battle 369 to 203. The Patriots dominated every statistical category except turnovers. Especially in the second half, when the Patriots weren't turning the ball over, they were just marching down the field. For most of the game, like, they were 4 for 4 on 4th downs. Defense could not get off the field. And of course, the last 4th down was a failure, the biggest 4th down of the day. Like, oh no, like, you can't have this type of game and expect to win from either team. Like, this could have easily been 40-7 with either team winning, but instead we had to have a Canadian standoff.
Yeah, I was watching Red Zone for the most part, and there were, every time they showed this game, it was almost exclusively the Patriots on offense. The only play I recall was the Calvin Ridley touchdown.
Austin.
I said, really? You're right.
Yes.
Calvin Austin touchdown. Was the only play I recall seeing on Red Zone. Otherwise, it was like, I feel like every time I looked up, there was like a Hunter Henry reception that was moving the ball for the Patriots. And then they, it was interesting because right before half, they had it deep, and like there was a play where Drake May got hit, and it looked like he might have been like at least dazed, if not concussed. And the next play, he throws a pick. Now, granted, that ball got tipped, which probably contributed to that, but he throws a pick. Later on, Ramondre Stevenson with a terrible fumble literally at the 1-yard line. A lot of game-changing plays that allowed the Steelers to win this game when they had no reason to. I mean, Rick talked about the yardage battle and all that. You said the Steelers' offense struggled. That's probably an understatement. I mean,
they were bad. They were very bad.
Nothing going offensively for the Steelers, but they come away with a win. Which, if you're Rick, I don't know if that's good or bad, because now you're just staring at yourself as like escaping with more wins, and you'll be 9-8 in the same spot rather than going 4-13 and blowing it up.
Let's fucking go.
I guess.
Go. I guess.
Yeah, but also Aaron Rodgers passed up Brett Favre on the touchdown passing list. They talked about that throughout the broadcast because there's nothing else to talk about on this offense.
Yeah. So he bet number 4 all time touchdown passes with 510. Rodgers now trails only Peyton Manning 539, Drew Brees 571, and Tom Brady 649. I mean, I'm assuming does he catch Peyton? I don't.
How far back is he of Peyton?
Peyton Manning is 539 right now. He has 510.
Yeah.
No.
29
no.
back. Yeah, Rodgers is not going to throw a lot of touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
No.
And he would have to come back another year. He would have to be back next year if he wants to pass Peyton. Does he have another one in him?
Another one.
Who cares about being third all time in pass? Like, he's making the Hall of Fame. There's nothing to like. He's not winning another Super Bowl. Like, who cares about being third or fourth in all?
I mean, he's kind of petty, and he kind of has.
He is, but he's not coming back. He's done.
Yeah, like he's probably happy about passing Brett Favre. If he was paid about anything, it would have been that.
That's true.
Agreed.
That's
that
true.
Makes sense.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, next week the Steelers are playing against a team that's a lot more fundamentally sound than the Patriots are. Like Scott, you said it. Kevin O'Connell, elite. Mike Tomlin, not exactly elite. I don't think that's a hot take.
It's early. It's
Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos. That a Surtain jersey? It is. It is a Surtain jersey. I only get defensive players because I can't trust anything offensively from any quarterback outside of obviously Peyton Manning or Elway. So you got to go defense.
I mean, Rodgers might be available next year if he decides to not retire.
No shot. I'll pass, but appreciate it though. So recapping,
I don't see any avenue where Sean Payton and Rodgers don't work great together.
that would be rough. Yeah.
I mean, second quarter, DK did also moss the shit out of a poor Patriots defender.
So
with TD.
Real quick, just recapping. So this is the last preview or last recap, but week 3 injuries for all you fantasy guys. CeeDee Lamb, left high ankle sprain. So is what we're looking at. I probably 1 to 4 weeks.
That's usually 4 weeks on a high ankle, especially at his position.
Somewhere between 1 and 4 weeks. James Conner, season-ending ankle issue, done. Najee Harris, season-ending Achilles tear, done. Mike Evans, hamstring strain, 1 to 4 weeks, but he's old, so he's 40. That means he's dead.
I'm 40.
Tyrone Tracy, AC shoulder, clavicle dislocation, out 1 to 4 weeks. Terry McLaurin, quad bruise or strain, something along that, about 3 weeks, maybe. Day to day, up to 3 weeks. Colston Loveland, hip pointer / flexor. We'll see. Mac Jones, re-injured his PCL, 1 to 4 weeks.
No, not Mac.
Yep, he's out next week, even if Brock is.
So more issues for 49ers fans and their quarterback situation. So between Mac Jones and Purdy's, we'll see what he comes back.
Pretty bad situation.
Michael Mayer, Noah Fant, and Alec Pierce, all in concussion protocol. So those are your injuries for the week 3 recap on that.
Also, you got a name to pronounce in the chat.
Let's see. What do we got?
That's not a real name,
That's-
is it?
I mean, I think it's a pretty easy
back
one.
there is not real.
I think it's easy to pronounce.
Let's see.
I can do the last name, Chris, if you want me to.
Blanco.
Blanco Kutamak.
It's a Quadamoke.
Quadamoke? It's a qua?
I
Qua?
think so.
I would
don't
have
know,
gone.
that's my guess.
I would have gone like more like Quadamock. Quadamock.
Used to play for Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Used to play for
remember
Mexico.
the Chamber of Deputies in Mexico.
Piglet. I don't know how the Niners are 3-0. Yeah.
Some bad teams they played and some
I mean, Seattle's pretty
lucky
good.
breaks. Yes.
All right. So let's take a look at our best bets. Recapping what we did so far. So
That was bad.
Scotty, I went 2-2. You went 1-3. We keep kind of doing these like
Hey, I got it right. Quadamoke.
Quatamoke. There you go. That's the more you know. Yeah, the LA Rams was a bad beat. I feel like that one. I don't know how that happens. I was completely on the wrong side of Washington, Las Vegas under that blew out everything. And then Cincinnati was a tough one. That one was also
That was me, but yeah.
yeah. So,
Not good.
yeah,
I mean, I should have gone 2-2, but
we should. Yeah,
still not great.
still not great, but we're still.
You should have gone 3-1.
We should have gone 3. I should have gone 3-1. You should have gone 2-2. It's all right. We have bad beats.
Honestly, that Steelers Patriots over was a bad beat.
Steelers Patriots over. What was that over? It was
44 and a half.
44 and a half. And
I mean, usually like one touchdown from the Patriots goes to overtime. Get an extra chance to kick a field goal or something, hit the over.
because that finished at what, 35?
Yeah.
35.
Yeah, for like a 10-point loss, that was a bad beat.
Well, we're gonna have some more beats coming up this week too for week 4. So there we go. We'll improve on this. Super picks 3-3. I mean, we're perfectly average so far. It's all right. We could be worse. We could be better, but it's fine. We'll improve on that with some best bets coming up. I mean, I again, there was some look ahead lines that I was looking at. Again, the Broncos look ahead line. I feel like there's some Broncos -7.5 against Cincinnati. That feels big. There was another one. Kansas City and Baltimore is only a 3-point spread. Kansas City at home getting 3 against Baltimore.
Be interesting.
What are you saying? You're on KC there?
Uh,
Getting points at home. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
think
normally
that's what
getting
you're saying.
Kansas City getting points at home is always an automatic bet on the Kansas City Chiefs. So I don't know. Baltimore's offense been. I don't know.
Baltimore's got a little short week. They got to play tomorrow.
They do.
Against the Lions. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So and then looking at
I don't feel great about it, but I think the Chiefs could win, but I don't feel great.
the biggest spread of the week, Buffalo Bills 16.5-point favorites at home against New Orleans.
Feels low.
I mean, normally I'd be like, that's a big number, but I'm just like, New Orleans, though.
The Bills' defense is not good, so maybe.
I was about to say,
maybe
they didn't
maybe the
cover
Saints-
against.
They didn't cover winning by 10. They were, I think, 12.5 against the Dolphins.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Lions 8.5-point favorites against the Cleveland Browns. Browns on the road. That could 8.5.
I don't like betting against the Lions at home. But
It's true. It's true. If that was on the road, I would take Cleveland all day. Detroit Lions. I mean, I still think they're not the same team. I feel that. I mean, last week, I feel like they did well.
they poured it on.
They poured it on last
Obviously,
week.
it looked garbage in week 1, but
Yeah.
good in week 2. So we'll see.
Yeah. By the way, a couple games. Just the Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions. We got 5.5-point spread for Monday Night Football for the Baltimore Ravens hosting the
Still
Lions.
lean Baltimore. Ravens historically good Monday night, historically good against the NFC. I wouldn't bet. I'm not gonna bet it, but I would lean Ravens.
I probably agree, and I don't say that often.
McDuggets.
We're saying a lot this season, actually.
McDuggett says Lions got Browns. Browns covering, possibly winning. Jared needs no pressure, and that secondary is meh. Okay.
Could be.
All right. So
Could be. They're just better in their dome. It's like their safe haven.
yeah. And then Cowboys Packers is next Sunday night. That's where we're going to be next Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what ends up happening. Packers are 5.5-point favorites on the road in Dallas for that game next Sunday night. So, get right spot for the Packers, or do the Dallas Cowboys end up doing something? I don't know.
I just hope it's close. Just hope it's close.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for them, and they're still getting hurt. All right, so that's gonna do it though for us. We will on Wednesday go over all of our contest rankings, things along those lines. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We also preview week 4, and we will get into all the best bets and everything else you know and love from the week 4 preview. So that being said, let's run the credits for everybody. It's been a fun show. It's been a fun night. Even though, the game started out a little slow, it kind of was interesting there for a little bit, and then the Chiefs ran away.
Chris, what are you talking about? The game was perfect.